This is the play call that everybody's going to talk about.
There were so many individual stars, so many plot lines coming in, but it did come down to that goal line stand and Sawyer making the fourth of a 4-play sequence that really preserved this victory.
What a roller coaster season for Ohio State. They look like one of the hottest teams early, and then they lost to Oregon. Then they look like one of the hottest teams again, and then they lost to Michigan at home.
It's been really remarkable to watch this team from when they walked off the field in Columbus in another heartbreaking moment against Michigan to their players-only meeting with Ryan Day where it got incredibly personal.
And now they look like the hottest team in football, again, rolling with wins over Tennessee and Oregon, and now add Texas to the list.
No!
The Buckeyes came in as big favorites and most people picked them, but we know anything can happen, right? Texas did what Tennessee and Oregon could not do, and they actually hung in the game with Ohio State in this one, despite Ohio State going right down the field and scoring on their first drive.
First possession, Ohio State did what they've done the whole playoffs. One of the craziest stats in the playoffs so far for Ohio State. 42 first quarter points, 0 for their opponent.
Ohio State was swarming Quinn Ewers. They had 3 sacks pretty early in this game, but again, Texas absorbed the blow.
Throat punch, absorb the blow. Groin punch.
Against Oregon the first time, 0 sacks. Against Michigan, 0 sacks. 3 playoff games for Ohio State now, 16 sacks.
It looked like the game was going to be tied at the half, but the Buckeyes dialed up a screen against the DB blitz with 29 seconds left in the half from their own 25-yard line, and Henderson took it to the house. You see, James Franklin, this is the kind of stuff that you do from your own territory with not much time left. Texas tied it up again at 14 when Blue scored his second touchdown of the game.
Blue, you're my boy! Thank you, sir.
The Buckeyes took the lead with 7 minutes left, and then Gunnar Helm was called for probably the worst unsportsmanlike penalty I've ever seen. Texas overcame that, got down to the 1-yard line where they tried this toss.
What the hell is even that?
Then Jack Sawyer had a strip sack, 82 yards. He rumbled for the touchdown. Ball game. Ohio State, Notre Dame for the national championship, and I think they're just going to let Ryan Day and Lou Holtz box on Netflix and call it a day.
It will be the Ohio State versus Notre Dame.
I'd like to know where Lou Holtz is right now.
Good luck to you.
Just hopefully we won't have to see Lou Holtz's ass like we saw Mike Tyson's.
Mark. Set. You have 4
1
downs.
yard. I don't care,
4
Coach.
downs from
I'm
right here.
quarterback sneaking 4 times in a row, something. I don't know. It's easy to say right here, but you got first and goal from the 1-yard line to tie the game and have yourself a chance to go to the national championship. Second and goal on the 1, then you got the lost yardage play, then you got strip sack to the crib, Jack Sawyer.
It was a remarkable game in a lot of ways that really, Ryan, I felt turned on 2 plays and 2 obvious ones. The screen pass to Travion Henderson that went for 75 yards and the touchdown at the end of the first half. And then the Jack Sawyer sack, scoop, score, 83-yard fumble return late in the fourth quarter when Texas had wound up 1 yard away from tying the game.
The biggest thing I love from Will Howard, yes, he did have an interception, but he was accurate, he was patient, and he was still aggressive. And I know Jeremiah Smith didn't catch a lot of footballs, but this is a anybody can get it kind of offense. So if it's not Jeremiah Smith's day, if it's Carnell Tate's day, if it's Emeka Ibuka's day, ultimately it was Will Howard's day.
Michigan fans, I don't know if that's Michigan fans are probably saying, hey, we won.
I'm not even blaming Quinn Ewers. I'm blaming Steve Sarkisian. I don't know what in the world he was thinking. I really don't.
They had to be patient. It was a totally different style of approach offensively than those first-round knockouts where it was just big play after big play, bombs away.
They're going against what was all year the best goal line defense in college football. Goal line defense in college football for Ohio State has shown its mettle time and time again.
I just think about the different perspectives. I think about the perspective of someone who never gave up on Ryan Day. I think about the perspective of someone who totally sold on Ryan Day. I think about the perspective of a Michigan fan who is watching this. It's got to be crazy because you got the win, and yet they're going to go play for a championship. It's weird. It's a new format. I'm not here to relitigate it or anything, but it's weird what this new format does.
It was one of the more memorable calls I've ever had. An 83-yard scoop and score to secure a playoff win doesn't happen all the time.
For the evaluators to have Quinn Ewers evaluated so high, he doesn't do anything to elevate anybody. It's the players around him. I mean, he's missing throws.
Everybody thinks they bought their roster. They got 9 guys on defense. All these guys, a lot of them played against Georgia in 22 with C.J. Stroud. I mean, these are veteran guys that have put their heart and soul on the line for this team and won some great games, lost some tough games. And I think they all looked at each other as a veteran bunch, which is rare anymore in college football, and said, guys, we're not done yet together. We got a run that we can put together. Let's not let that be the lasting memory.
You know, Jack Sawyer, who didn't have the game that he's had the last few, but man, his will to just keep competing and fight and get off a block and go make that play. That play wasn't made on extreme talent. That play was made on extreme heart.
You know, Ohio State looks like the best team, and it just was a matter of time to wear down Texas.
Just bent that pocket in upon itself like a aluminum can, and you just squash it, and the quarterback is stuck with nowhere to go. There's only a tiny little place to escape, and that's the top when you think about an aluminum can.
I mean, the guy has been a leader, and to step in the first year, similar to Riley Leonard, interesting how both these guys coming in their first year, leading their teams to victory. A lot of people were questioning, especially after Michigan, was it really an upgrade from where they were a year ago with Kyle McCord? And he has been excellent throughout this playoff. And even without Jeremiah Smith, 1 reception, 3 yards, he's still able to get it done and find other guys.
The stat that tells the fucking story in this game, fumbles lost, 1. That one costly fumble after the pitch play that failed where they could have tied it, but instead they went down 2 touchdowns, and that was all she wrote.
Better luck next year.
If you like this video, subscribe for more college football content.